Yo, what's up guys? It's Sorian here, and today I'll be talking about the Tier 10 Czechoslovakian Tesak as well as the other Czechoslovakian light tanks that have recently joined the game. Now, on today's video, I'll talk a little bit about the other Czechoslovakian light tanks, but mainly I'll be focusing on the Tesak. Now, I'm sure you guys have already seen a bunch of other videos reviewing the Tesak and reviewing the Czechoslovakian light tank lines, or if you're not really interested in that, and if you're really just here for the gameplay, I've gone ahead and added segments to this video, so you can skip ahead to the gameplay. I have 3 games with my Tier 10 Tesak in this video. 2 of those games have a combination of spotting as well as damage, and then in one of those games, it's just a pure damage game. So you can skip ahead, and I think the pure damage game is going to be game number 2 on Pearl River, but the other 2 games do have a combination of spotting as well as damage. So you guys can skip ahead if you're here for that. But before we get into the gameplay videos, I'm going to talk about how I have my Tesak set up and what I think how I think the new Czechoslovakian light tanks fit into the game. So with my Tesak, I'm going to go with a standard light tank loadout for number 1, which is going to be CVS, Bond Optics, and a Bounty exhaust. Even if you do have a Bond exhaust, I wouldn't really recommend putting it on the Tesak. I think it's better off on your other light tanks, just my thoughts on it. And then as far as loadout number 2, I am personally not entirely sure about loadout number 2. Right now, what I'm using is Bond Vents, Bounty Rotation Mechanism, as well as Hardening. I'm not using Bond Hardening, I am just using regular Hardening. And I find that Hardening is useful somewhat, in case I get myself into those tricky situations and I need to escape with, just a couple of hit points left. So I personally use Hardening, but I've seen a lot of other content creators just using a full gun handling loadout. You could certainly do that as well. You could also try a turbo loadout, and I know that sounds crazy, but the Tesak isn't really the fastest light tank compared to the other tier 10 light tanks. So, and I do find myself, getting into those hit and run situations or just poking corners really fast when someone's not expecting me to do so. So I am definitely going to try playing turbo with this tank as well. Now, one thing I will say I really like about the Tesak is the flexibility of this tank. The gun depression and elevation angles are fantastic. 12 degrees of frontal and side gun depression allows you to be flexible on the ridge lines, and it allows you to get into some awkward positions but still be able to have shots at enemy tanks in front of you. So I really do love the gun depression on the Tesak. Now, if we look at the Czechoslovakian light tank tech tree line overall, here's what I will say. I don't think that these light tanks can really compete with your traditional light tanks that are already in the game for one reason. Now, if we just look at tier 10s, I want to say that I think the AMX 13105, Sheridan, Manicord, T100, RHM, all of those tanks are way more consistent than the Tesak is. Not to mention that all of those tanks have either more camo or really good guns, or even really great view range. Like Tesak, it doesn't have the ideal camo. Like, it's not horrible, but it's not great either. And this is a pretty big tank for light tanks. Also, the Tesak doesn't have the greatest view range either. Compared to all the other tier 10 light tanks, the Tesak is lacking in the view range department as well. And then let's also consider the fact that the Tesak, on paper, it has really good clip potential, but here's the catch. In order to maximize that clip potential, in most cases, you need to be in close quarters combat with someone. Like, if you try to snipe with a Tesak, you're probably losing half of your clip's damage because most of your shots are not going to hit the enemy tank. Even if you're shooting at an FV8 range, a good number of your shots won't hit the enemy FV. So that's where I would say the Tesak is lacking. It's not as consistent as the other light tanks. I would say the AMX 13105, which is similar because of its clip potential, is probably the better light tank just because it's way more consistent. But here's the thing, I still love my Tesak. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to sell my Tesak because I enjoy playing this tank so much. It's a really fun tank, and I think I have been enjoying this tank so much more than the AMX 13105 as of late, because it's so much fun to just catch someone off guard, come up really close to them, and then just unload your clip potential on them. In that regard, I would say the Tesak is probably the most fun light tank in the game, and at the same time, it's not entirely horrible either. As you guys will see in some of the games that I'm going to be showing today, the Tesak can work. Like, it can work as a spotter if you know how to position yourself well, if you know how to time certain things in the game, then yes, the Tesak can definitely do its job as a spotter. And then if you are able to get into those close quarters situations, you can really shred some enemy tanks. So that's why I do enjoy the Tesak. Now, if we're going to compare the Tesak to the rest of the Czechoslovakian light tank line, I want to say that the Tier 7 Skoda T17, the Tier 8 Blesk, and the Tier 10 Tesak, they are all really fun light tanks, and I enjoyed playing them, but I did not like the Tier 9 Selma. The gun depression is not great on that tank. It just feels very lackluster. It's not like my Tesak, where I feel like with the Tesak, I'm just in general dealing a lot more damage, and it's a lot easier to play with the Tesak because of the gun depression, its flexibility, and the shell statistics as well compared to the Selma. And then the Selma, it's a big ass tank. Like, even if you use Bounty exhaust on that thing, it is a very, very big tank. Like, it has a massive hull, it is a massive target. It's kind of slow as well. I feel like it's a little bit slower than the Tesak. At least it feels like that. I don't know if that's the real case, but I just did not enjoy the Selma. I'm probably not going to be making a video on it, and I'm going to be honest to you all, I was running a little low in credits, so I sold the Selma to purchase the Skoda T17. So for today, I'm just going to be focusing on the Tesak, but eventually I will probably also post some videos with the Tier 8 Blesk, which is a fun light tank, as well as the Skoda T17. I just have to play a little bit more with the Skoda T17 first before I post a video on it. Now, here's another thing to keep in mind with the Tesak. It's a really weak light tank, except for specific situations where, you know, let's say you get to be in a close quarters one-on-one with an enemy tank. In those kinds of situations, you should be winning most of those one-on-ones. And here's what I mean. Take a look at the screen. I'm going to post a bunch of pictures of other tanks that you should be winning your one-on-one close quarters fights with, because if you're in close quarters with this tank, and if you're able to, you know, let's even say you're able to unload a full AP clip, you shouldn't be missing, you should be hitting most of the shells in that clip, and then at the same time you're doing 900 potential damage, and then you're also reloading in less than 13 seconds. So in those situations, I have to say that the Tesak is stronger than any other light tank in the game, probably even stronger than an AMX 13105. Now, if you guys want to see what I mean, take a look at the comment that I've pinned at the bottom of this video. I have linked all of my Tesak short videos that I've posted, and I posted a lot of those Tesak short videos. And you guys will see exactly what I mean. In certain situations, the Tesak is just the best light tank there is, but outside of those specific situations, it's really a lackluster tank. But nevertheless, I enjoyed the Tesak. I enjoyed all the games that I played and how challenging this tank can be. But overall, it's a fun tank. I don't ever think that I'm going to be selling the Tesak out of my garage. It's definitely, in my book at least, it is a keeper. Now, let's get into the very first battle. Alright, we got Fisherman's Bay up first, and I'm going to be taking my spotting loadout in this game, and I'm going to start in mid. I typically, whenever I'm playing light tanks, always like coming to this middle position. It gives you some early game spots, and it's not super risky compared to that position where that T-54 lightweight went to. Now, I'm going to take a couple of shots at the FV. Now, If I had my AMX 13105 over here, this would have easily been 600 plus, maybe even 700 plus damage. But with my Tesak, I've learned to burst fire at long range. That's how I managed to get 491 damage over here. Also, that FV should know better by now. Instead of crossing out in the open, he should have gone further back, closer to the A line. Pretty sure there we go. There's the Leopard 1. Fortunately, no one hits him, but I'm pretty sure he's going to come back into that position eventually. Right now, there's not much for me to shoot at, so I'm just going to start my game as in a conventional spotter role, creating vision for my team, and we'll wait and see how the game develops. Oh god, he's looking at me. He's looking at... Ooh! He got RT-54 lightweight. Poor guy. I could tell that FV was already not happy about his start. But now that the FV fired, I might as well go for a high explosives clip on that Leopard. Not as much damage as I wanted to deal, but still, 800 damage for none taken in return. That's a pretty good deal. I want to shoot him again, if I can. Maybe I shouldn't have taken that trade. Not ideal. But the Leopard gets taken out of the game, so that's one less powerful medium tank to worry about. And I think for now I'm just going to go back into the same position. See if that FV is still hanging out over there. No shots on the UDES, unfortunately. Oh, he is still hanging out over there. I definitely want to switch to APCR for this because I'm not going to go through his front otherwise.
Enemy is hit. That shot didn't go through.
Yeah.
Enemy armor is damaged.
But see, this is in situations like this is where the Tesak is lacking. If you have to shoot at someone at range, you can definitely damage them, but you really can't do that much. The thing with this tank is that you need to catch someone out in the open, and they need to be close to you, and they can't have an easy escape. In those situations, the Tesak will do really, really well. But outside of that, the Tesak is just like a very weak light tank. Like compared to every other light tank, it's probably worse at the light tank role than every other light tank, except for maybe a Sheridan. But at least the Sheridan has a really good gun and fantastic view range, unlike the Tesak, which is kind of limited at the 390 view range. What to do? The game is still fairly matched. They're down 2 tanks, we're down 1 tank. So I don't want to do anything crazy yet. And they still have 2 light tanks in play here. Oh, there's their T100. I almost had a shot on him. I'm surprised that I managed to get the spotting on that UDES. I didn't think I would have view range, or I didn't think I really had an angle of sight on him. I'll take it. Nice, the T100 LT is out, so now I can push the city freely, and I want to start taking out and flanking their tanks in city. And then in games like these, it's it's a tier 9 game, so if I catch them by surprise, I can really clip them and do a lot of damage here. Oh, STB1? Is he AFK? Oh, he's AFK. Alright, this is free damage. But again, like, we're shooting at him, you know, we're shooting at a range here, so I don't want to like just auto fire with my Tesak. I'm gonna do some short bursts, and I'm pretty sure I get all the spotting for that STB1. Yeah, I should get the spotting for that. 140 is gonna spot me, so I want to get out while I can. If this 140 gets taken out, or if he relocates and goes somewhere else, then I can push this T30 without any worries. Oh, do I have a shot here? I think I do. Yeah, I think I have a shot. Yeah, I do.
We penetrated their armor.
Alright, I should be safe here. I'm just gonna wait to get unspotted. I'm gonna reload, and then I want to go take out that T30.
They hit one of our tracks.
Object 261 was paying attention, though. Yeah, I'm gonna go for him. I wonder if I have a shot between these two houses. If he like moves back a little, I might. But whatever, I'm just gonna push forward. He doesn't have much HP, so I can just get the kill on him, and then I can pull back, and I should be safe here.
We didn't pierce their armor.
Because I'm on low ground, they shouldn't have shots on me. Oh, wow, okay. So their G-Store relocated. It's probably in like A5 or A6, I guess. I want to go safe from the G-Store. I don't want to take another shot of damage from him. Oh my god, dude, this 261, man. All these tanks are spotted. Why are you coming after me?
Our track's working again. Let's get moving.
Okay. I'm just gonna go for the Maushin at this point. I think he has too much to worry about already, so I don't care that I'm spotted. I'm just gonna go around his sides. He's probably he's paying attention to the ST2, so I just wanna go in, deal my clip of damage here, and got the kill on the Maushin. I don't think I'll reload in time to do anything else, but I still managed to get 3.3k damage, maybe a little bit extra damage because I was shooting at that STB1. And I probably got some extra spotting as well. Maybe. Yeah, so I did actually manage to get 3.6k spotting with 4.3k assistance, which is phenomenal. No ace tanker though. I only did 1.1k in base experience, but still top by damage for this tank, which is pretty good. Again, I think most players will struggle with this tank just because the temptation to just go after someone and burst in this tank is very high. But if you can control that and just play with this tank tactically, I think you'll do just fine in this tank. All right, let's move on to the next battle. For this next round, we are on Pearl River, so I'm taking my loadout with my rotation mechanism and vents and HP. I'm going to go ahead and see if they send any tanks trying to capture the middle, and I'm going to get some clips of damage on them. Should be able to get a good amount of damage on this bat chat, and I'm pretty sure that Selma is going to try to go to the middle. Yep. So that was a 700 clip damage to start the game. Now in a situation like this, because all the enemy tanks, they're racing into the middle, I don't have much time to shoot at them, so in a situation like this, maybe the AMX 13105, I might have been able to do more damage, or it might have also been matched, because the AMX does have quite a bit of an intra-clip reload. Now what I want to do is, I want to go back to the middle, but I want to go from this side. And I want to see if I can take any of their tanks by surprise. So I want to see if they're still hanging out there by the entrance to that little village in the middle of this map. And if they're hanging out by that entrance, they're going to be hella surprised to see me here. Oh, E3 ends that Progetto. And, oh, I think the Progetto is actually committing. I can clip him. Oh, I gotta go. This was a misplay on my part. I should have either loaded APCR there to clip that Progetto reliably, or I should have just run. That was a pretty big misplay on my part. I didn't realize he was gonna try to come into my side. I thought he was gonna try to go for the village instead.
Our target got away.
Okay, so I'm just gonna run away. It looks like that Progetto 66 is trying to come after me, and I don't have any tank destroyers in my base that are gonna be able to shoot that Progetto. So I'm just gonna run here. I think that 60 will get the kill in the 705. So now that the 705 is out of the picture, I'm going back to the village from the other side now, from this other angle, and I'm gonna see if I can support my E3 because he's pushing up. Yep, he's asking me for help. I'm gonna let him know that I'm gonna help him. Now I don't want to wait right there. I don't want to get spotted yet. I'm just gonna wait behind this rock. I have a feeling this Batchat is gonna try to circle that E3 to get a full clip of damage. And I'm just gonna wait until the Batchat commits, and now we attack the Batchat.
Enemy armor is hit.
Perfect. We got the Batchat out of the game. Now we go on reload. There's still a Manicore and a Selma in the city, or I guess the village. So we're gonna wait for a little bit, and then I'm gonna go help out that E3. I just don't want that E3 to get outflanked or anything. Okay, Manicore just shot that E3, so now we go for the Manicore and we deal a clip of damage to him for free. Guys, that was over 1,000 damage on the Manicore.
Target unlocked.
And see, situations like these, they're just so... This is where the Tesak shines. If you can catch someone off guard and they have nowhere else to run to, then that's where your tank's going to shine. I have to lose quite a bit of HP to the Selma here, but I'm okay.
Ready to fire.
And now I'm gonna run, because I'm pretty low HP and the Selma could clip me out. But actually, you know what? I think that Selma has a much slower reload than me, so I shouldn't be running. I should just be chasing him here. The Selma should still have like a 15-second reload if I'm not wrong. I think I'm down to a 12-second reload. So I'm just gonna run after him and get him out of the game. Come back here, man. Come back here.
Not so tough anymore.
Nice. Now that the Selma's out, we're just gonna move on to their base. Oh, hello.
Penetration.
Even at medium ranges, like the FV is not too far away from me. I would say with the Tesak, you guys always want to make sure that you only use full auto if you're at close range. But at anything longer than close ranges, I would just say burst fire is the way to go with this tank. Otherwise, you're going to be missing a good number of your shells. There's still a full HP FV waiting for us over there, so I'm going to load high explosives. I don't want to come around the corner yet because I don't want to be the one that gets slapped by that FV. Okay, already slaps their FV once. And... oh, come on, man. Artie Amorex their FV? Are you kidding me?
Enemy armor
That is unfortunate. That just really sucks. By the way, that was a misplay on my part. Intuition to the AP rounds. I didn't realize that I didn't have enough AP rounds for a full magazine. Oh well. I'm gonna take out this shitter, and then the Manicore kill should be mine.
Enemy is hit. Our target
Nice.
got away. A colonial
Yeah, and at close ranges, guys, you can easily shoot with the Tesak on the move. Because if you're really close to someone, you can just go full auto, and you're gonna be hitting most of your shots on the enemy tanks. But we managed to do 3.9k damage this game, and get a little bit of spotting assistance. This tank, it's going to be hard to make this tank work for most people, but you really just need to get into those ambush situations with the Tesak, and you'll do quite all right. This next battle is going to be on Glacier, and since I'm playing with my Tesak, which has 12 degrees of gun depression, I actually like going to the middle position and starting my battle over there, seeing if I can get any shots on the people racing to mid as well. And typically I don't like going to the south of this map with the Tesak, especially if I'm up against better light tanks, because they'll always outspot me in that forest.
Enemy armor is damaged.
A decent clip of damage on that TVP, and it looks like their Tesak also decided to come here. We managed to get we managed to spot a couple of their tank destroyers. Now, I'm gonna do something crazy over here. This is just a stupid thing to do, and I don't think you guys should ever do it. But with the Tesak, man, I really can't resist, guys. I just love sneaking up on people with the Tesak and just bursting them. And this part of the hill, or I guess this part of Glacier, the enemy team, they just don't expect you to do something like this because it is stupid. What I'm doing is really stupid, but with the Tesak, it's just so much fun. And notice how I'm reversing backwards to get to their Tesak. Right, nice. Their Tesak is fast enough to react, and he goes up that hill, and now we just fully run. Hopefully no one... We made it, guys. We made it. It's all good. It's all good. We did 1,000 damage to their Tesak, took nothing from their FW, and managed to get 700 spotting on their FW. So we're all good, guys. We're all good. It's it's okay. But listen, that was a really stupid thing to do. But I can't resist with the Tesak, man. Sometimes I want to have fun with this tank. Now, I'm just waiting here because I wonder if one of their tanks is going to try to do something stupid as well. I think I might have inspired that E50M, but he gets spotted, so he's smart enough to pull back. And for now, I'm just going to continue to play in mid. I can't make that play anymore because I'm pretty sure now that I've done it once, the FV and the grill are going to wait for me to do it again. So I'm not gonna make that play. And here, I'm gonna prove my point. I'm gonna go backwards just a little bit, and I'm gonna see if I get spotted. I probably will get spotted here. And yep, I get spotted. One of their tank destroyers is waiting for me to be stupid again, but I won't be. Oh, and I get shot by their 121B from southeast, I guess. So he's their only tank that's not spotted. There's a decent chance that it's only the 121B up there. But again, I'm not going to go after him. This FW is right in front of me. I don't know why this FW is deciding to come to the middle area, but that's an interesting play. I'm going to pull back now. I don't want to take one from the E50M. And the FW should die here. Artie takes out their FW. And now I'm just going to wait here for the time being. I don't want to go after the heavy tanks yet. Just want to wait, see what to do before I commit to anything. What's their E50 doing? Why is he doing that? Why are you pushing over? Good thing I had APCRs loaded.
Not so tough anymore, are you?
That was a really interesting play by the E50M. I guess he might have just been frustrated. But now that we have the E50M out, we're up by 6k damage, so at this point I want to get involved. Oh, Tesak. Hello. Their EPR takes him out. Poor guy. I think he wanted to get revenge on me, and I can understand that. Their FE and their grill are still there, so at this point I'm just gonna go after their TVP. Their TVP should be my easiest target, and then I'll see if I can... Oh, their TVP is already running. Their IS-4 just died, and their E100, I don't think their E100 survives that. So at this point, I'm just going to go after their TVP and see if I can spot him and also shoot him. I could wait here at this little rock to spot him, but I'm just going to keep going. Yeah, I'm going to have to take some damage here, but I should be okay. Alright, now I just want to wait for a little bit, get unspotted. I'm already marking that position, letting my team know that I'm going to light whoever is sitting there. I'm pretty sure I'm going to spot the Artie and maybe someone else. Grill. And you know, this one thing I really like about the Tesak is the gun depression. it's so nice, man. You can come over the ridge lines, and you have enough gun depression to just poke and make yourself a small enough target. It's not like you have any turret armor, but you can make yourself a pretty small target to shoot at if you're using this tank's full gun depression, and I do appreciate that about the Tesak. Oh shoot, 121B. I did not expect him to be back here. Fortunately, he doesn't. He gets a low roll on me, so we do manage to survive. I'm trying to get a shot on this bat chat already. He's behind something. Nice. And I might as well shoot at the FV. I'm not going to do much more damage here, but might as well. Nice. That was a good game. We managed to survive, fortunately, because that 121B did not get a high roll on me. I honestly didn't expect him to come all the way back to base, and we had a decent game. We did over 3.3k damage and got 4.4k spotting assistance. We were 4th by damage on our team and then top by experience. It doesn't look like their 121B was able to do some lifting, but not much, honestly. But yeah, their team melted, and I pretty much just had to rush in towards the end to make sure I could increase or maximize my score. But yeah, guys, overall, I think the Tesak isn't really competitive with the other light tanks, but I do appreciate that Wargaming put this tank into the game because it's really fun to play. It's different, you know? It's not just your average light tank. This is a very different gaming experience from just your average light tank in the game, which is why I personally appreciate this update. I personally appreciate the new Czechoslovakian tank line because they're not really strong tanks. They're not really going to have too much of an impact on the game, but they're very fun to play, and it's a different gaming experience. It's something new in World of Tanks, at least to me. So I appreciate my Tesak. I don't think I'm ever going to be selling it, and I will probably be posting some more replays with this tank. I will say this, guys, out of all the games that I've played with my Tesak, even with my other light tanks, I do manage to have those games where I get like 5k, 6k damage with my light tanks more often than not. But with the Tesak, I have yet to go above, I want to say 4.5k. That's probably been my maximum with the Tesak. It is very, very difficult to deal damage with this tank. But overall, I still enjoy this. I still really enjoy this tank. It's just so much fun to play. It's been fun making all the short videos that I've made over the past couple of weeks, and I'll post the links down below. I do hope you guys enjoyed the video today. If you did, please do leave a like and a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the Tesak or what your favorite light tank is, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.